Hey, awesome. Welcome, everybody. Today we are doing part one to our balance series. Unfortunately, it's the second to last week of Happy Feet. So sad. So next week we'll have balance part two, and today's a little introduction. So I have a quick PowerPoint that I will share, go over super quick, and then we will get started with our resistance training. All right, once again, welcome everybody to balance part one. You all know us. Adeline, Kara's here again today. Melanie's in the background. So resistance training for balance. I know balance is big with cancer survivors and cancer patients. A lot of chemotherapy and whatnot can help or can, throw off your system a little bit. So balance is super important, and we can resistance train to help our balance, and um, it will improve blood circulation, so it can help with peripheral neuropathies. It can help if you are, feeling any tingling sort of sensations in your feet or your hands or any other extremities. It also does help your control of balance. So a lot of balance exercises do focus on breathing and using your core, which is super beneficial to helping your balance. Also improves peripheral neuropathies and also reduces your fall risk, which I know is a really big kind of subject within the cancer survivorship and cancer patient community, because I know chemo and radiation and other immunotherapies can, throw off your immune system a little bit and throw off your balance. So that's why we want to do resistance training. And how? One of the main movements we're going to be doing today is working into a lunge in a different direction. So movements that are in different directions, different planes. It helps translate your resistance training to your daily activities. So for example, if you're moving from a hard surface to a carpet, or if you're walking up the stairs and you're moving from a hard surface to a carpet or vice versa, or if you are looking to, get on an escalator, moving in different directions or moving, up and down and side to side, that will translate into those daily activities. Another good point is creating uneven surfaces to help with our balance, since sometimes if you may be stepping off of a curb or stepping down from the steps, it can be harder to control your balance. So if we work on stepping onto a carpet or a thin pillow or sweatshirt, that can also help us with our balance. And then also one-sided movements that are slow and controlled. Those kind of movements are going to be focusing on our core and stability, which will help also reduce our fall risk and help us improve our balance. So some examples, maybe leg marches, lunges, heel kicks, or maybe walking on your heels or your toes. So the way you walk, you're getting a different kind of perspective. And then also one thing to mention before we get started, today we are going to be doing some step ups, but they're going to be onto an uneven surface. So if everyone could grab or find either a thin sweatshirt or a thin pillow, or maybe something else that's a little bit softer that you can step onto for your step ups today, that would be great to have that nearby. Just want to give everyone a heads up. And then some other reminders for today. As always, safety is our #1 priority, especially when working with one-sided movements with balance. It's super important to remember that it's okay to use a safety aid, whether it's holding on to something to help your balance, like a chair or a countertop, or if you have your own aid. It's completely okay to do that, and we can always focus on working up to a progression. So if we start with an aid, next class, we may use the aid for some exercises, some not, and then eventually you can work out of it. We want to make sure you are safe. And then also, as always, be mindful of any side effects you may be feeling: fatigue, muscle pain, dizziness, short of breath if you're on treatment or even post-treatment. And then some other reminders: we'll take some breaks often, since today is our first balance session. It's going to be a little more chill than maybe next week. And then also trying the modified version before you choose which version you'd like, especially with balance. Want to make sure we're safe. Always stay hydrated, drinking in between all of our exercises, and then doing what makes you feel good, making sure after you feel rejuvenated, you feel like you have more energy, your muscles aren't super, super sore and tired. With that being said, it is time to exercise. I will go ahead and stop sharing my screen and we will get into our warm-up exercises for today. All right, awesome. So like we have the past couple of sessions, we are going to start with our heel raises or our calf raises. So I'll watch Kara do the exercise version. So she's putting all the weight in her toes, lifting up, squeezing her calves. And then the modified version, she's going to do the same thing, but in a seat. So she's scooted to the edge of the chair, shifting that weight into her toes, squeezing her calves together. And when everyone is ready, we are going to do 10 repetitions of our calf raises. And you can follow along with Kara as well. Awesome. And one more. Awesome job. We're going to move into our toe raises now. So it's very similar, same position, holding on to the back of the chair, but shifting your weight into your heels, lifting your toes up and off the ground, trying not to move your hips too much. And then the seated version, very similar, scooting to the edge of the chair and just shifting your weight into your heels, squeezing those shin muscles to lift your toes up. And once again, Carol will go ahead and do 10 repetitions of these, and you could follow along with her. Awesome, everyone looks great. And one more. Okay, awesome. Perfect. And our next warm-up exercises will be our seated neck circles. So go ahead and take a seat if you have not already. Perfect. You'll make sure your back is nice and pressed in the chair to make sure we have good stability. And in either direction, you're going to go ahead and start moving your head in one big circle, getting that full range of motion. We're going to do 10 repetitions in each direction. If these neck circles are a little too intense for you, you can do some head nods and head shakes. So looking all the way up to the ceiling and back down, and then turning your head to the right and to the left. Just warming up our neck and our traps, maybe a little bit of our upper back. Awesome, everyone looks great, super slow and controlled. Want to make sure we try and get that full range of motion. If not, that's okay too. Just want to do what makes you feel best to get warmed up for our session today. Awesome job, everyone. Remember, make sure we're breathing through these exercises as well. Even though they're still warm up, we still want to make sure we're getting a full breath. And as everyone comes to a finish with that exercise, we have a new warm-up exercise today. We're going to do toe taps. So we will show the exercise, then the modification. So for this, you can use the back of a chair to help support you. You're going to shift all of your weight onto one leg and then tap the other foot out in front and then bring it back, shift your weight into the opposite leg and then tap out in front. Really make sure when you are tapping out in front, you're last week. Today, we are also going to be doing lunges, but they're a little bit different. So our first exercise is called around the world lunges. So Kara is going to step into a forward lunge, try and get that knee down to the ground. Then she's going to step out to the side into a side lunge. And then she's going to step back into a reverse lunge. And that's going to be 1 repetition. I know it's a lot. We're going to take it 1 step at a time. If this seems like a little bit scary for you and you don't want to do all 3 for around the world, we can just do our singular reverse lunges that we did last week, holding onto the back of the chair. So Kara will also demonstrate that. The modification is going to be holding onto the back of the chair and then just stepping back into her reverse lunge, trying to get that knee as far to the ground as possible. So go ahead, try out maybe 1 or 2 reps, see how it feels. And if you are ready, we will go ahead and start with our around the world lunges if you would like to follow along with Kara. We're going to be doing 8 repetitions total. So we'll do 8 on one side and then 8 on the other side. And if Kara's going a little bit too fast for you, that's okay. You can go ahead, take it as slow as you need to, making sure we're really focusing on our breath and focusing on our balance. Awesome. Everyone looks really great. Keep it up. Awesome. Make sure we're focusing on our breathing as well. So when we lunge out, we're going to be exhaling, and when we bring our foot back in, we will be inhaling. So as we step out, big exhale, inhale, bring that foot back. Awesome job, everybody. We're going to do 8 on each side.
Just to the side and just to the front, not the back, or
It
all
is
3?
front, side, and back. So
Okay.
we'll be out here holding on, and we'll do front, and then out to the side, and then back.
Okay, thank you. I had to step away, so I didn't see it from the beginning, but
Yeah, no worries,
okay.
No worries. Once you've completed your first set where you've done 8 on your right leg and 8 on your left leg, let's take a little break, get some water. If you're still working, that's okay. Keep it up. You're doing awesome. Awesome. Everyone looks great. Keep it up. Once again, if you finish that first set, grab some water and take a little break.
Where else do you teach this at besides support groups? What other places do you go into and teach these?
I currently am not working with any other groups at the moment, but hoping to look or work with some more in the future.
Yeah, I can see seniors needs this as well.
Yes, for sure.
Definitely.
Okay, awesome job, everyone. If everyone has finished their first set, we're going to do 1 more set, and I will go ahead and be doing the exercises with you guys. So I'm going to start my second set of around the world lunges. Feel free to follow along. If you're not ready, that's okay too. For those following, that was my 4th repetition, so I got 4 more on this leg. All right, this is my last one on my right leg. Awesome. Now I'm just gonna flip this chair so I can stay facing you guys. And we got my left leg now.
Excuse me.
All right, this was my 4th repetition on my left leg. So I got 4 more on my left side. Awesome, you guys look great. Keep it up. And I believe this is my last repetition. Awesome job, everyone. Go ahead and finish up your repetitions. Get some water, take a quick break. Our next exercise will be seated. So if you're not seated already, you can go ahead and take a seat. Awesome. Everyone looks ready. We will go ahead and start with our next exercise. We are going to be doing a seated row. So we've done this one a couple times. Looping the band around that middle portion of your foot, making sure your heel is nice and planted into the ground, rolling our shoulders down and back, making sure we're squeezing our shoulder blades together. And as we exhale, pulling those elbows back, squeezing our shoulder blades, getting a nice, good exercise here. And if this is too difficult for you, you can instead loop the band around your thighs, so the tops of your thighs, and that'll make it just a little bit easier and a little bit less resistance. So if you would like to, Kara's gonna go ahead and do 10 repetitions of the seated row, and you can go ahead and follow along with her. Make sure you guys are going slow and controlled, squeezing those shoulder blades together and making sure as we squeeze our shoulder blades, we are exhaling. Awesome. Our first set is done. If you're not finished yet, go ahead and finish up. And we're gonna do 2 more sets of these. So we'll do 3 sets in total. Take about another 10 seconds here. And then Kara's gonna go ahead and get ready for her second set. And you can go ahead and get ready yourselves to follow along with her. Perfect. And just 10 more. Awesome. One more. Awesome job. Finished our second set. We got one more. So take a little break. We're going to take 20 or so seconds, get some water if you would like, and then you'll go ahead and go into our last set.
A thing I realized at the gym this week that might help you if you're having difficulty with the breathing and exhaling on the hard part and inhaling on the easy part is I tend to count on the hard part. So as I'm saying the number, even if I'm sort of saying it under my breath, it makes you exhale. So I would count 1, 2. So it makes you exhale.
Okay, that's awesome. Let's go ahead and start with our last set. And once again, you guys can follow along with Kara if you would like. Awesome job. Great job, everyone, on our seated row. If you're still finishing up, go ahead and finish up. Take a moment. Our next exercise will be standing. We're going to be doing our standing marches that I believe you guys did last week. So if you'd like to get some water, prepare yourself for that as well. All right, we will go ahead and do our standing marches. For our standing marches, you're going to be standing with your feet about hip distance apart. You can hold on to the back of the chair with one arm or both arms, whatever you prefer. And as you exhale, you're going to drive your knee up towards your chest. Inhale, drop it back down. And then opposite knee up to your chest and back down. And our modification for this is going to be seated. Same exact thing. You're going to be on the edge of your seat. And as you exhale, you're going to drive your knee up towards your chest. Inhale, drop it back down. Up towards your chest and back down. And we will go ahead and have Kara stand back up and do 10 of these on each side. So it will be 20-0 total. And if you'd like to, you can go ahead and follow along with her. This exercise is really great for engaging your core. So as you exhale, you want to make sure you feel your ab muscles contracting as you blow out the air. That will help a lot with your balance and controlling all of your movement. Awesome. Everyone on camera looks great. Make sure these are slow and controlled. So you're holding them for a quick pause at the top and then releasing, coming back down. Awesome job. Everyone looks really great on those. Grab some water if you need to, quick break, and then we're going to be doing another set of those. So we'll do 20 more whenever you're ready. If you're ready, you can go ahead and follow along with Kara. She will be demonstrating. As you can see too, Kara has her opposite hand on her hip and the one hand is holding on to the chair. That can also help with your balance and help offset the hand that is on the chair. If you feel comfortable doing it without the chair, you can do that as well. I see I got some people doing it on the camera. You guys are looking awesome. Awesome job, everyone. If you finish that second set, You can go ahead, grab some water, take a quick second. We have one more set of those standing marches, and then our next exercise will be a stationary upper body exercise. This is our last lower body exercise that will be standing like this. Awesome job. Everyone looks great. Keep it up. And last one. No. Awesome job. If you guys finish those, go ahead and take a little moment to rest. I know those can be a little bit tiring. So give yourself some water and yourself a pat on the back for doing 3 sets of those. You guys crushed it. And whenever you're ready, we're gonna get into our tricep extensions. So you will need a resistance band for these. And you can do these seated or standing. Kara's gonna demonstrate them standing, just so you guys can get the full range of motion and see her really get into full extension with these. So first she's going to loop the band around the palm of her wrist in one hand, place it on her chest so that the band is nice and stable. She's gonna turn to the side so that you guys can see her extend. There you go. And as she exhales, she's going to push the band down so her arm straight. Inhale, bring the arm up nice and slow. Exhale, inhale. Perfect. And if your band is on your chest and you feel like that's a little difficult, you can go ahead and bring it a little bit lower, so more in the middle of your chest and closer towards your belly button. And that will decrease the resistance on the band to make the exercise a little bit easier. Also, make sure you guys are in a pushing down motion, not pulling up, because if you pull up, you'll be working more of your bicep, and we want to make sure we're really pushing the band down to work the back of our arms and our tricep. And we'll be doing 10 repetitions on each side. Awesome. Everyone on camera looks great. Awesome. 10 reps on each side. Our first set is complete. Go ahead, take a quick little break, and we will do another 2 sets of these. Making sure that we do 10 reps on each side. So if you did your right arm first, we're going to do our left arm. And we'll go ahead, start with our second set whenever you're ready, doing our 10 reps on each side. Make sure also too, we're keeping our elbows close to our sides. I'm gonna have Kara turn towards the camera and look how close her elbow is to her body. We don't want our elbows to be chicken wings. We want our elbows to be locked in, pretending like we're squeezing something under our armpits. So we really get that full extension in our tricep and our arm. Awesome. She did her first 10 reps on one arm and onto her next. Great job. Our second set is complete. If you're still working, keep working. Also, just a reminder, we want to make sure we are controlling the band and the band isn't controlling us. So when we are doing our tricep extensions and we have our hand on our chest with our palm going down, we don't want the band to fly up like this. We want to make sure we're exhaling, and as we inhale, we come up slow and controlled so that we are controlling the band and the band is not controlling us. So you kind of want like a maybe 2-second count. So it'll be exhale, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2. That's kind of how I like to think of it. It'll also help reduce injury if you make sure you really focus on controlling the band. We'll go ahead and begin with our last set, our last and third set of our tricep extensions. Once again, we're doing 10 repetitions on each arm. You can follow along with Kara. Awesome. Everyone on camera looks really great. You guys are definitely controlling the band. Looks awesome. Awesome job. So we did our 3 sets of tricep extension. If you're still working, keep going. You guys are crushing it. If you are all done, grab some water and we will transition into our next exercise. For this next exercise, you will need that pillow or old sweatshirt or whatever it may be for you to step on. You can use a towel. You could use, honestly, a t-shirt or 2 stacked. We have a very thin pillow or cushion that was on one of the chairs. It's very, very thin. You just need a little something else to, break up a different surface. You could use a blanket, you can use a pillow, sweatshirt, towels, honestly, any of the above. Awesome. Everyone looks to be finished with their tricep extensions. So we are going to do some step ups. These step ups are going to be onto the surface that is different. So it should be a very soft surface like the pillow, blanket, towel. Kara has it set up where there's a chair in front of her that she can hold on to for balance. I would highly recommend this. As you exhale, she's going to step up onto the pillow and then inhale and step back down. And she's going to do the same step ups on the same foot. So she's doing her right side right now. So she's going to step up with her right foot and then she steps down with her left foot. Yeah. If this is too easy for you, you can forgo the chair and just put your hands on your hips to step up onto something, making sure we exhale as we step up to the surface and then step back down. And if you would like to do this exercise seated, we're going to do seated marches with a band around our thighs. Kara's going to demonstrate that real quick before we start our exercise. So she's wrapping the band around to the tops of her thighs or right above her knee. And she's going to scoot to the edge of the chair. Hands are on her hips. And as she exhales, drives that knee up, inhales, drops it back down. Making sure it's nice and slow and controlled. And she'll go ahead and relax And we are going to do our first set of step ups all together. She's going to demonstrate these standing. And we're going to do 8 on each side. So we're going to do all 8 on the right foot, then all 8 on the left foot. And she's going to go ahead and begin. Really make sure we focus on our breathing when we're doing these. It'll be super important to engage our core. So exhale as you step, inhale as you come back down. Always make sure we're keeping our eyes facing forward as well. I'll move the camera up a little bit. You can see Kara is always looking directly forward because your eyes go, or your body goes where your eyes go. So if she's looking forward, her body's going to stay upright. And if she's looking down, her body may end up going down. Perfect. So she finished all 8 on her right foot. And this time she's stepping up with her left and stepping back down with her right. Awesome. Everyone on camera looks really great. Awesome. First set done. If you guys need to take a break, grab some water, whatever it may be. And if you're still working, keep crushing it. You guys are looking really great today. We have 2 more sets of these. So whenever you're ready, we will go ahead and begin with our second set. Still doing 8 repetitions on both sides, making sure we're doing 8 reps on our right side, then 8 reps on our left side. Awesome. Everyone looks really great. Keep it up. Almost there, you guys. Keep it up. You guys look great. Awesome. Kara finished her second set. If you're not quite done, that's okay. Keep going. If you are done, grab some quick water in between sets, take a little breather. Maybe think about something you're grateful for today in between sets, just bringing some positivity in here. And whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and get started with our last set of these. Still doing 8 repetitions on each side. We only have 1 more exercise after this. Great job. Great job. Keep it up. Almost there, you guys. Awesome. Kara finished her last set of our step ups. If you're still working on those, keep going. Everyone looks really good. Technique is beautiful today. We love it.
Adeline, at times I've done in PT when I've had some PT exercises, I've done this on a step and
Mhm.
instead of a soft pillow. Is that okay too?
Yes, that works perfectly fine. A lot of people don't have a step accessible to them or something that's sturdy enough, you know. And also, it's good to switch it up with a softer surface because it's a little bit more difficult, you know, stepping onto something soft versus hard. But the step ups that are on the hard step ups are great too.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Good question. Good question. All right, we'll go ahead and begin our last exercise. We're gonna do 3 sets of this exercise as well, and it's going to be standing or seated. We'll do the exercise first. Perfect. These are gonna be heel walks. So Kara's gonna step back just a little bit more. Okay, yeah, perfect. That's perfect. And she's going to shift the weight onto her heels and walk on her heels. And she's going to do this only forward. If you are not comfortable walking on your heels without holding onto a chair, you can also do it in place. So you can hold onto the chair, shift the weight into your heels, and then step in place, making sure you shift your weight onto each foot while staying on your heels. I'll have her turn the other direction as well, facing the chair, so that you can see how she is keeping her toes off of the ground and stepping side to side, trying to keep her balance. And if this is too difficult for you or you would not like to do this, we're going to do seated calf raises instead. So she's going to sit in the chair, scooch to the edge of the chair, and then shift her weight into her toes, squeezing her calf muscles, and then slowly lowering back down. So up and then nice and slow on the way down. If you are doing the calf raises seated, we're going to be doing 10 repetitions. And if you are doing the heel walk standing, we're also going to be doing 10 repetitions, but it'll be 20 total because it'll be 10 on each foot. You can go ahead and follow along with Kara. Awesome. Our first set is done. If you're still working on that first set, go ahead and keep going. If not, you can grab some water in between. Awesome. We will go ahead, start with our second set if you are ready. Doing 20 total, 10 each leg, or if you're doing our seated calf raises, we'll be doing 10 repetitions. Awesome job, everyone. Looks really great. Make sure when we're lifting our toes up too, we're really squeezing our shin muscles. I know it's may feel weird or hard, but really try and push that top of the foot like to your shin. That'll really work your shin muscles and that will help. Awesome, great job. Take another 20 seconds or so, grab some water, and then this is our last set of exercises before our cool down stretches. You guys got it. All right, we'll go ahead and start with our last set of heel walks. Whenever you're ready, once again, we're doing 20 total repetitions. And then if we are doing the calf raises, we are doing 10 repetitions. Awesome, we'll let everyone finish up that last set. If you're done, you can go ahead and take a seat. All of our cool down stretches will be seated. So go ahead, take a little rest, grab some water, give yourselves a pat on the back. You guys have done the hardest part already. Great job. Techniques look really good today. All right, awesome. Everyone is seated. We have a new stretch today. It's going to be called Figure 4. This may be a little bit hard to see, so we'll show you from this view, and then we'll also flip the chair and show you from the front view. But Kara is going to take her right ankle and place it on the top or middle of her left thigh. And I'll have her, if she would be so great, to flip the chair and show you the front view as well. Perfect. Awesome. So you want to try and get your shin as parallel as possible. If you can't, and if your knee's up a little bit more, that is completely fine too. But you're going to try and reach that ankle to the top of the opposite knee. And she's just going to shift her weight forward, trying to feel the stretch in her glutes and her hamstring. And if this is a little too difficult for you, you can also try a knee hug, where you drive your knee up to your chest, give it a big hug. Or if you just want to try and cross your foot over your opposite thigh, yeah, just like that, and hold your knee as well.
Is she towards the end of the chair or towards the back?
She is towards the edge of the chair, so the
Okay.
other foot is planted on the ground.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yeah. We can show you the other view as well. Perfect. And we'll just hold each leg for about 20 or so seconds. I'll let you guys do this on your own since everyone's starting at a little bit of a different time. We'll hold it for about 20 seconds on each leg, twice. So Kara's holding for 20 seconds on her left leg now. And just gonna go ahead, switch back to that right leg and hold it for another 20 or so seconds. During our cool down stretches too, it's very important to breathe. So making sure we're breathing in through our nose and breathing out through our mouths. That'll help lower your heart rate, get you into cool down mode. And then she's gonna switch over to her left leg for another 20 or so seconds. Always making sure we're focusing on our breathing in through our nose, out through our mouths. And you can go ahead and all relax. We'll stay seated. And we're gonna move into our neck stretch. So Kara's gonna take her right hand, bring it to the back of her head, and try and bring her chin towards her right armpit. So you can feel that stretch more in the left side of your neck or your left traps or upper back. If this is too difficult for you, you can also just let your head hang forward and move it from side to side while hanging it forward. But once again, we'll hold this stretch for about 20 or so seconds on each side. So we'll go ahead and switch to the left arm. So take the left arm to the back of the head and try and drop our chin towards our left armpits this time. Every time you exhale, see if you can relax the muscles in your neck and your upper body a little bit more. Really sink into the stretch. And we'll go ahead and switch back over to that right arm, doing this one more time on each side. Making sure we're bringing the right arm to the back of the head and then trying to smell our right armpit. Relax the head. And go ahead, switching over to our left arm one more time. Trying to relax our muscles even more. And go ahead and relax, come out of that stretch. We're gonna go into our seated hamstring stretch. So she's gonna have one foot planted on the ground. The other one is going to be extended out straight. She's gonna put both hands on top of each other. And as she exhales, she's going to reach down towards her toe. During this stretch, you do wanna try and keep your back as straight as possible. So I'm gonna have Kara try and squeeze her shoulder blades together so that her back is a little bit straighter. Perfect. And we'll hold this for another 20 seconds on each side. And we'll go ahead and release from this side onto our left side or the other side that you haven't done yet. Remember, as you exhale, we are reaching for those toes. And go ahead and relax, moving on to the other leg one more time. Making sure we get a good exhale as we reach for our toes. And go ahead and relax one more time on that other side. And then we got one more stretch after this. Big exhale here. And go ahead and relax. Perfect. Onto our last exercise for the day. We are going to do a new chest and trunk stretch. So you're going to place both your hands on the sides of your chair and get a good grip on the sides of your chair or seat. As you exhale, you're going to puff out your chest, squeeze your shoulder blades, and look up to the ceiling. If this is too difficult for you, you can also relax your shoulders and your chest and just look up to the ceiling, relaxing your head fully. And we'll hold this for about 15 to 20 seconds. Relax and do it one last time. And go ahead and relax. Take a couple deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Doing some movement that feels good. And one last time with this stretch, really try and dig deep And every time you exhale, try and puff out that chest just a little bit more. Feel the stretch. And go ahead and relax. And you guys are all done for today. We are just about on time. Perfect. Great job. Clap it up for yourselves. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You guys did awesome. Next week, make sure you also have a pillow or a light sweatshirt or blanket or towel, because we will be doing a similar step up variation. Next week will be resistance training for balance part 2 in our last week of Happy Feet, unfortunately. I've loved these past couple weeks with you guys. You guys are awesome. We will also be sending out a video of how to complete the functional assessments we did in the first session on your own at home and safely. So look out for that within the next week or so. If you were here for the beginning functional assessments, if you weren't, that's okay too. And you want to do them, if you want to do them, be my guest. But thank you guys so much for today. You guys crushed it. Awesome job.